You know the feeling exactly. It is 11 p.m. The deadline is tomorrow morning. You have had 3 weeks to complete this project, and for 3 weeks you have done absolutely nothing. You are staring at a blank screen filled with a very specific type of self-loathing. You ask yourself the same question you always ask. Why am I like this? Why can't I just be normal and start early? Society has a name for you: procrastinator. They tell you that you lack discipline. They tell you that you have poor time management. You look at your peers who finish tasks days in advance and you feel like a chaotic failure. But what if I told you that your laziness is actually a high-level cognitive function? What if you aren't waiting because you are lazy, but because you are waiting for the data to complete? To understand why you function this way, you have to understand the difference between linear execution and nonlinear incubation. The world is designed for linear executors, the farmers. They chip away at a task a little bit every day, 10% on Monday, 10% on Tuesday. It is slow, steady, and safe. But you are a hunter. A hunter does not run around the forest aimlessly for 8 hours a day. A hunter sits, they wait, they observe. To an outsider, the hunter looks lazy. They look like they are doing nothing. But inside, their senses are calculating wind speed, prey movement, and terrain. They are gathering data. And when the moment is right, the deadline, they strike with massive, explosive energy. Psychology calls this the incubation effect. When you are faced with a complex problem, writing an essay, coding a feature, or designing a strategy, your conscious mind often gets stuck. It creates linear, boring solutions, so your brain disengages. You start cleaning your room or scrolling your phone or staring at the wall. You think you are procrastinating, but your brain has actually moved the task to the subconscious processing queue. While you are ignoring the work, your subconscious is running thousands of simulations in the background. It is connecting dots that your conscious mind can't see. The panic you feel at the last minute, that isn't a failure. That is the launch signal. That adrenaline spike is your brain telling you, okay, the incubation is complete, we are ready to download. This is why when you finally start working at midnight, you enter a flow state. The work pours out of you, and often the quality is higher than the person who spent 2 weeks overthinking it. However, there is a trap. You must distinguish between passive procrastination and active incubation. Passive procrastination is when you avoid the task because you are afraid of it. You numb yourself with cheap dopamine like scrolling social media or playing video games. This kills the incubation process. Active incubation is different. You acknowledge the task, you load the problem into your brain, and then you deliberately step away. You go for a walk, you drive, you do manual chores. You aren't numbing your mind, you are giving it space to compute. If you are an incubator, stop forcing yourself to sit at a desk for 8 hours. You are wasting your energy. Instead, read the brief, look at the problem, and then walk away. Trust that your machine is working. History is filled with incubators. Leonardo da Vinci stared at the Last Supper for days without painting a stroke, frustrating the monastery prior. When asked why, he said, "Men of lofty genius, when they are doing the least work, are most active." So stop apologizing for your process. You don't need better time management. You need to trust your own internal timing. You are built for sprints, not marathons. If you are ready to stop fighting your own biology and master your mind, drop a like on this video to show you're listening. And remember, the hunt is only successful if you know when to wait.